I need to tell you something. You ever have one of those places in the back of your mind where your gut tells you to just steer clear at all costs? This is one of those places. Stick with me until the end. It'll all make sense. And it might just chill you to your core. Welcome back to the Nightside Archive. Tonight, let me introduce you to a story whispered only in trembling, hushed voices. The silent echoes of Kentford Asylum. A place where shadows cling a little longer than they should, and silence is never truly empty. The Kentford Psychiatric Asylum was an imposing structure nestled deep in the New England woods, with its towering brick facade blanketed in ivy and windows darkened by grime from decades of neglect. It looked every bit the haunted place your imagination might conjure. But here's the thing. It wasn't just legends or local lore that gave it its reputation. There were whispers, real, tangible whispers of something gone horribly wrong inside its cold walls. Back in the mid-1900s, when Kentford was operational, the asylum housed patients society deemed too far gone. People whispered that the head physician, Dr. Eliza Cabot, was both a visionary and utterly mad. Her experiments on the human mind straddled the fine line between genius and outright sinister malpractice. When the asylum mysteriously shut down in 1973, official reports cited funding issues and patient neglect. Locals, they believed otherwise. Stories of staff disappearing without explanation circulated. Patients left behind called authorities, claiming a dark shadow had consumed their doctors and nurses. No bodies were ever found. In the decades since its closure, the asylum has become a hotspot for urban explorers and thrill-seekers, unable to resist the allure of testing courage against Kentford's silent, sprawling corridors. And yet, not all who enter emerge the same. Tonight's tale follows three such explorers. A college trio, Emily, Jake, and Laura, had heard the same rumors we now know of. Everything from laughable hoaxes about ghostly footsteps to skin-prickling reports of unseen eyes watching from the broken windows. One rainy October night, fueled by an impromptu dare and the confidence only youth can bring, they found themselves in front of the rusted gates of Kentford. Jake, the fearless ringleader, was quick to hoist the chain-link fence open just wide enough for them to squeeze through. Emily hesitated, clutching her flashlight tightly, while Laura joked nervously, her apprehension betrayed by the ever-widening whites of her eyes. Stepping inside was unworldly. The air, somehow both stifling and icy, whispered of rot, dust, and restrained screams. They stepped cautiously into what was once a common area, its rotting furniture arched and morphed by time. The walls, oh, the walls, seemed to breathe in the dim flashlight beams, their paint chipping to expose something darker underneath. On one wall were crayon-drawn sketches of human figures, their heads replaced with dark vortices scribbled with disturbing intensity. Emily noted how wrong it felt, like the emotions poured into those drawings had turned sour over the endless years. Jake, playing up his bravado, egged the group on to find the famed Echo Wing, known to house the most disturbed patients during the asylum's heyday. Reaching it meant navigating a maze of decay and locked doors, with eerie shapes etched on their surfaces. Laura grew restless, glancing over her shoulder more often than necessary. "It feels like someone's pacing, just outside the light," she whispered. Jake waved her off, laughing it off as ghost stories getting to her. Seconds later, that laugh died in his throat. A loud metallic clang echoed from deeper within the asylum. Emily gripped Laura's arm. Jake led the charge, or tried to. Whereas his steps had previously been confident, the path forward now came with uncertainty. He strained to keep his voice steady as he muttered, "It's just wind. Broken pipes. Let's move." But the air hardened. They weren't alone. The silence thickened, heavy like molasses, broken only by the low hum of what sounded almost like a child's laugh, yet warped and unearthly. Reaching the Echo Wing's door marked a turning point for these three. The door stood slightly ajar, creaking open with the faintest push. What they saw defied reason. Rust-layered chains, meant to secure the wing's entry, hung snapped, as though something from inside had forced its way out. Behind the door, the walls shimmered faintly, almost as though they were alive, reflecting movements not their own. The air was alive with whispers, soft, incoherent, growling words that seemed to dart from ear to ear. Laura bolted first, screaming incoherently, claiming she saw hands gripping her arms, though no one in their trio was near her. Jake and Emily tried to call her back, but no words had power here. The whispers grew louder. Shadows on the walls moved without owners. Then, silence, all-consuming, as if sound itself had been snatched from the air. Until it wasn't. A figure emerged, a thick, smothering blackness in vaguely human form, yet its edges blurred, constantly disseminating tendrils into the surrounding air. It radiated wrongness. It almost seemed to grin, though it had no face. Jake managed a strangled yell before the thing lunged toward him. Emily ran blindly, tears streaming, and narrowly avoided plummeting through a rotted-out floorboard. She stumbled into the fresh night air and kept running, steps pounding towards the fence. Laura wasn't behind her. Neither was Jake. Months later, Emily, now withdrawn and haunted, recalled little of that night. Authorities found no bodies. What little was discovered only served to unnerve. Their cameras were left inside, their film exposed to blackness. But one thing Emily whispered that no official could record demanded attention. Kentford isn't empty. It's feeding. Word spread fast. Once thrill-seekers started steering far away, and no one, not even the most die-hard adventurers with cameras in tow, dares to breach its gates anymore. Some nights, though, passing hikers swear they still hear faint screams and garbled whispers twisting through the trees, proof enough that Kentford Asylum didn't just house the mentally disturbed. It became disturbed itself. There you have it, the chilling account of the silent echoes of Kentford Asylum. Would you dare a visit? If you've enjoyed this spine-tingling story, subscribe for more harrowing journeys into the dark as part of the Nightside Archive. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.